So yesterday, flew into New York to go to the Oihel of the Rebbe. And as we're on the flight, this is my son and another individual, my son, we get a text that our flight back has been canceled. So I wasn't perturbed. Everything is divinely orchestrated. How are we going to deal with it? All right. So we got rebooked for this morning. That wouldn't work out well. We didn't want that. We needed to be back. So at the car rental, we told them, we're not renting we're renting, we want to rent one way to bring back to Montreal. And so it was. Everything worked out. Got to spend more time in the car than I expected. But we're able to learn and even relax. Although that was a challenge because, got back late and woke up early. But thank God. There's something wrong with Instagram. I don't know what it is. I can't get onto Instagram. Just looks like. Let's see if I don't use. Give me just one moment. I'm sorry, folks. Give me one moment. Let's see. I have a funny feeling there's something wrong here. Let's see if this will work now. All right, it is. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. And we share today with Michael in Germany, Clem in Brisbane, Australia, John, North Carolina, David and Liba in New York, Sonia in Belgium, Bob is in Morocco. She's in Morocco. Carmen in Texas. Tim also in Texas. Rusty in Texas. Ooh, 3 Texans in a row. Look at that. June in Australia. Jan in Mexico. Galice in Georgia. Denise in New Jersey. Eugenia in Calgary. And Leia in Florida. In Portugal, we have, I don't know how to pronounce, Joa. Did I pronounce that right? Brett in Pennsylvania. Casey, good morning in, not certain, but welcome, Casey. Alice in Baltimore. Daphne in South Carolina. Clem in Brisbane. Tomer and Bialystok. Ooh. All right. Stan in London. Judith in not certain. Welcome, Judith. Rebecca in Ottawa. Vincent in Alberta. In Playa Carmen. Diane in Arizona. Okay, we have Vilma, Michael, Celeste and Marcy. Clubhousers. We have Ida Shamedla, Coy in Peru. We have Yenta Televenta, Rachel in South Carolina. Perez. Beautiful. Okay. Is love something to yearn for or to delight in? Well, the truth is, they're both. valid. They're both part of what it means love. It's written in Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs. How beautiful and how pleasant are you. Ahava b'tainugim, love of delights. There are two types of love. One, delighting in God. Ahava b'tainugim, which means that one delights in the wondrousness and how wonderful God is, with an immense joy, a joy of the soul, that it, tamuru, taste and you will see that it is good. The sweetness that one feels and delights in is not because you've comprehended and you understand. Rather, it's a sensation of wonderment that transcends comprehension. It's actually this kind of love, a foretaste of what will be in the world to come. Meaning, in the times of Mashiach. But yet, today, before that time, this is not something that everybody merits. To be able to delight in God. It's like delighting in another person for who they are, just in the sweetness. We sometimes experience it, maybe, like, when I hold a grandchild, or you play with a grandchild, right? Speaking in that personal manner. This is the love that is in reference to the Kohen, the priest, that it says in the Zohar, Kohuna Berusa Deliba, that the Kohen, the priest, serves God with an innermost desire of the heart. As opposed to the Levites, they also serve, but they serve with a longing. They want a desire to be connected, to be bonded. And therefore, song is how they express it. Because song is about the soul's desire to connect to God. When it's the Levites singing in the Holy Temple. The yearning for that connection. The Kohen, on the other hand, served in silence, without song. Meaning that level of love is a gift that they got. As we know, the Kohanim get gifts from the people, right? 24 different gifts from the people because they do the service. That's the simple meaning. The spiritual meaning is that they get a gift, that God gifts them. And that is Ava B'Tainugim, that they are have this love of delighting in God. And therefore they serve quietly in silence. And that's why no stranger, meaning a non-Kohen, can come near to that service because they'd be liable for death. Simple meaning, liable to death from the hands of heaven because it's something not for them. The deeper meaning here is of the Zohar is because they're not capable of reaching that level to merit, to be able to delight in God. Not because you've achieved. It's not coming through your human efforts. You can't attain it on your own. Not like the fear / reverence / awe of God. That is something that when we leave this world and our time is to enter into the Garden of Eden, we first are asked several questions, and one of them is, did you labor with awe? In other words, awe, reverence of God is something that we can achieve. Meaning, we can toil in having an appreciation that God is present. And because he's present, just like a human being who's present in the room, you act differently. Well, if God is present, then we behave differently. And that's something that we can achieve, and therefore woe is to the person who did not labor, did not work on themselves in having the sense of awe of God, the presence, and therefore the reverence of God. And we should seek it like silver that's hidden treasure in your very backyard. Meaning, in our very property, me, there is that presence of God that I can come to develop, to have an appreciation, a comprehension, apprehension, an awareness that I can even contemplate upon. That when I exert myself, as I would finding a treasure, if I knew there was silver in my backyard, gold in my backyard, silver, I'd be digging to find it. Well, deep down in us, there's gold, there's silver that we can find. The silver that we find is that God is truly present. And therefore we have a sense of reverence, a sense of awe of God. By contrast, though, right, that's the awe that we can achieve. By contrast, though, Ava b'tainugim, Ava Rabba, this magnanimous love of delighting in God is a gift from above. We can't get there on our own. You have to exert yourself in the reverence of God, the awesomeness of God, and then when we've reached that level, then we're gifted. Ava b'tainugim, from above. It comes to us as a gift from God, meaning we can't achieve it on our own. We can achieve the reverence and the awe of God and then be gifted. And that's why very few people merit this lofty, delighting, having pleasure in God. Not in pleasure in God because he did something for me, but because God is something. God is something. And in recognizing, and again, no amount of meditation, contemplation will give us to delight in God, in himself. And this then is the deeper meaning that actually we had in the first part of Tanya. And here it brings down in the 18th letter that the Talmud tells us, our sages tell us, that it's the way of a man to search for a woman. So, literal idea, a woman wants to be sought out, and a man is about seeking out. That's the nature of a man and the nature of a woman. On a deeper level, a woman comes from man, right? Eve, Chava, came from the side of Adam. He lost a piece of himself, and that's why he's seeking that piece that he's missing. And she seeks to be a part of him because that's where she originally came from. On a deeper level, what this means is man is love. Woman is reverence and awe. And now that might not be intuitive for many people. Let's leave that for the moment. So is the reality. Because love is about reaching out to embrace, to be bonded. Awe is about you come from somewhere greater. You're connected to something greater. Well, Eve comes from Adam, right? And which meant that they were something greater to begin with, and then split, parted from each other. And that's a sense of awe, of reverence. There's more in that which we won't go into in a moment. But what this means is that love searches out awe, meaning the love that we're speaking about only comes after you have the reverence and the awe of God. That's the mystical meaning of that phrase of our sages. A very powerful idea. We said quite a lot here in these teachings. Tomorrow we'll learn about what it means to desire, to cleave, to yearn, which today we made reference to the Levites. The Levites sing because song is about the soul's yearning for something greater, something more. That's why most love songs is about yearning for the love of your life. The Levites, the love of their life that they yearn for is to connect, the ultimate connection, with God. So they express it with song. They want something more, a greater bond with God. That is a sense of reverence, of awe, that you recognize there's something more. And what's that more? The ultimate more is godliness. And therefore you yearn and want that. The Kohen, on the other hand, who's the embodiment of blessing the people with love, as the blessing of the Kohen, when they do the priestly blessings, is to Mevarer Am Yisrael bi ahava, to bless the nation of Israel with love. Why is the adjective there, with love? No blessing do we bring an adjective to describe what the blessing is about. And here it's bi'ava, because the whole idea is about bringing from above a gift of God's love for his people, that he delights in them. And they're the embodiment of that gift, as the Kohen, the priest, that gets gifts that are God's gifts that the people give to the Kohen for their duties in the Beis HaMikdash, in the Holy Temple. And they are embodiment of that, delighting in God, and bring that delight of blessing, of God's love for his people, that he delights in us. Very powerful. Any questions, any comments? We even have a Kohen over here. All right. I don't think I see any questions. I hope that was all very clear. No questions. Beautiful. All right, amazing. Yes, powerful stuff. And tonight there will be Torah studies, 7:30 p.m. Come and join us. Usually it's the Sunday night class at 6:30, but this week was not possible, and for the next few weeks won't be, because it'll be holidays. Rosh Hashanah this week, and followed Yom Kippur, then Sukkot and Simchas Torah. So it'll be usually Tuesday nights, but this week it's going to be Wednesday night. Okay. So come and join us tonight, 7:30, Torah studies. Tomorrow will be at 4:30, TRC, Tanya Rabbi Community. All right. Amazing. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad, Zichron Kadesh, Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the time. You have an amazing, wonderful